please let me know. So that way I can fix that, because I wouldn't want the session or the recording to be blank. That's how one of them is for this past Tuesday. I was talking for about 30 minutes straight, and we didn't. I couldn't. Nobody could hear me, and I didn't even know that. So let's hop right into it. First thing we're going to talk about is the U.S. dollar tether. USDTD dominance is the reason why the market is dumping right now, and it's kind of sucks because I was hoping for a different scenario to play out, but it seems like it's just going to do what it wants to do. So we're going to zoom out and we're going to talk about what the US dollar dominance is and how it affects the market. So when you have the US dollar tether dominance is basically just what most of crypto trades against. It's hold up. Oh snap. Slokey dokes. But it's basically when the US dollar dominance is pumping, alts are dumping, right? When it's dumping, alts are pumping, right? So with the US dollar dominance, we've been in a bull run since we started to form this bullish flag. If I would delete everything off, you can see it, take off the indicators, even take off the volume at the bottom. And you can see that this started, once we hit a peak, we started to retrace down. This started the bull run that we are currently in right now, right? All of these lower lows and lower highs is what's been helping and aiding Bitcoin and Ethereum and other things and tokens that we like to be hitting all-time highs and also just bringing in some bullish momentum, right? Currently, the US dollar tether is pumping. As you see, we are in a green month for the US dollar tether, right? And I don't think it's gonna stop. We might finish the month out green for the US dollar tether, which means we may finish the month out for crypto in general month. I mean, the month should be red, right? Which means we should be in a downtrend. All right. Now, I didn't want this scenario to happen, but the scenario is happening, and this is why. So usually if you to draw a falling wedge, anytime you don't understand where price is going, you'll sit here and you'll draw your your top trend line, and you draw your bottom trend line, right? The first step that you usually would take when it comes to trying to decipher what the market is doing, right? If you don't know, just hop to the US dollar tether dominance, right? Look at your total market cap chart, right? These two things can actually help guide your overall investing strategy and also aid in your confidence in placing your trades if you are hip to where the total market is going, right? If you know that the whole market is dumping, you're not going to go out here and just start placing random buys, right? You're probably going to place more. You probably going to, if you do buy, you're going to buy things that you believe in. You're going to buy things because you're DCAing. You're going to probably buy things because it looks strong in the market. It doesn't look like it's going to dump, or it hasn't been dumping while the rest of the market has been dumping, right? Is moving to its own pace, right? It's creating its own price history at its own rhythm. Has nothing, what the market is doing in totality has no effect on that token. Those are the tokens that we like. All right. We love strong tokens that stand independent of the market, despite how horrendous it looks out there sometimes. Right. It kind of sucks, but every day there's a play to be made. All right. There's at least about 20% gains to always be made every single day, no matter which exchange you're on. So looking at the US dollar tether, we have our falling wedge. Our falling wedge came down and had our first bottom hit. Boom, right here. Came up. We got our first top hit, right? Automatically showing that we're forming a falling wedge pattern, right? Now we come back down. We end up making a lower low, getting our second bottom touch. And then we shot right back up to get our second top touch. Now what we need for this falling wedge to be completed is one more bottom touch, and that is what we thought what was about to happen when the market started to do this 1 2 3, right? Bear man, what they call it, the red flag, or the three running man, or the three running skeletons, or I don't know what it is, but that candlestick pattern that talks about that talks about price printing three candlesticks in a row, right? That's what we did right here. 1 2 3 to show that we're bearish. 1 2 3 to show that we're bearish, right? So it's showing that we're bearish, but price wants to reject and come back and retest resistance. Why does it want to retest resistance? I don't know. It could just come right down and pay us, right? But the market can't move like that. The market got to be dramatic. It has to do what it has to do. It has to fake people out. It has to make money, right? You have the market makers here to make money as well. So they want to shake out all the newbies, and boy, did they shake some of us out. And they want to teach us old traders who believe in the moon. Everything is going to go to the moon right now. You need to learn to take profits, right? And also need to work on your entry, because if you enter right here where the market started the initial dump, that made Bitcoin, and that made, well, it only made Bitcoin, pass above 100K, get an all-time high. Best believe if you should have gotten it at a good price in order for you to not be suffering any losses currently right now, right? Understand that this is the monthly time frame, so we're talking about it like a long period of time of trading. Okay, so there's a great bull run that we had. Right now we are getting a bearish retest on the US dollar tether, meaning that we're going to probably be getting a bullish retest in the total market cap. All right, I do not believe that price action is going to sit here, and where's the brush at? It's going to sit here and come up, hit the top of our trend line, and somehow break it. I do not see that this is us forming some type of double bottom. All right. Now, if it was, god dang it, god diggity dog, right? That'd be very ugly, but I highly doubt that. I've seen a lot of falling wedges in my days, and I know how they love to somehow do these double top taps, right? Price likes to come down, hit the first bottom, come up, hit the first top, right? Sometimes it want to do a double first tap, right? And sometimes even do a triple double tap before coming down and getting your ultimate second bottom, okay? So seeing a double second tap, right? Once our second bottom touch, our second top touch, right? We could come for a double second top touch, all right? I've seen the market do that. Let it do it. And usually when that does happen, because we have our moving averages right here, we can see that we have two moving averages that price action is going to meet and is going to get rejected. It's not going to break through those two. I'm pretty confident right now. Nothing I say is financial advice, but just saying from my understanding of using these moving averages over the past couple of years and seeing how these falling wedges are formed and how they fake people out. Yeah, I would definitely, as soon as price action comes up and it hits this top trend line and then give us our second top, I am loading up in the market. All right, you heard me here right now. First, we are loading up in the market. We are charting this bad boy out. Now, what pattern, what is the target that we're looking at for US dollar tether? Where can we pinpoint where it's going to hit the top trend line? So we can put an alert there, right? We could take in our oops. Am I still drawing? Okay, no. We can use our alert system and take our alert, right, and put it there so we can be notified that it's time to buy up the market. All right, so let's go to the weekly time frame. No, the 3-day time frame. Nah, daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. How about that? Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what bullish pattern the US dollar tether has formed that's going to sit here and make us wish that the market was not bearish. All right, just gotta just go through the bleeding. It's okay. It's not gonna kill us, but it's definitely gonna force us to be patient. What you got for me, David?
Sorry, I have a question. Do you use the 4-hour time frame to determine where the price is gonna go next, or why did you use it?
I use the daily time frame, and then I use the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame to back up. Because when you use the daily time frame, you're able to see the bigger picture, right?
Okay.
Saying that giving yourself a whole 24 hours, right?
Okay.
To sit here and call if the market is going to go green or to go red in that one day. I believe that that's an easier way to tackle the market for a beginner standpoint. It's like, hey, you got 24 1-hour candlesticks to make profits, or you got 6 4-hour candlesticks to make profits, right? So just looking at the daily all the time, it gives you opportunities. If you say, hey, today looks like a green day, then I'm going to be going to the 4-hour and the 1-hour, right, to find green movement. I want to
I see.
I want to benefit from green candlestick. If I say that today is a red day, then guess what? I'm going to be trading to get red candlesticks. I'm not going to trade to get green candlesticks, but overall, I see a green. I mean, you know, a red day. So that's why
I
I
see.
like to always use the daily time frame.
Okay, got you. Thank
Awesome.
you.
No problem. No problem. So looking at the US dollar tether, what we don't like is the fact that it's making this nasty, beautiful, not nasty, but beautiful rounded bottom, right? A rounded bottom, right? So rounded bottoms, we always sit here and say, hey, that is an easy cup and handle pattern. Now, because we is it's the US dollar tether, these flags, right? You would think that if it took all of this time to create the cup, right, that it would take a good, at least a decent amount of time to form the handle, right, for the cup and handle. But as you see, the market took so long to create the cup. I don't even know how much this is what probably about since November all the way to now, January, took like 3 months. But it's only going to take one day to sit here and finish the last portion of the pattern. So if we was going to say that this was our cup, right, and we're going to say that this is our handle, we would take our two trend lines, draw them down, right, and then sit here and say, oh man, the market is ready to rip. It already has our cup and handle pattern. We already have our handle formed, and the market is ready to go. So once this happens, once you see that we do have we do have bullishness coming from the US dollar tether dominance, right? Meaning that most of the tokens are going to fall. They just are. We're in the same way how we trade cup and handles to bring ourselves monies, we have to respect how the same cup and handles in the inverse charts or the inverse markets is going to take away that money. All right. But the good thing about it is we can use the same method that we use as pulling up targets to sit here and kind of imagine or call where we should be, where we should start buying, right? So because we have a cup and handle pattern, right, we're going to sit here and do our just complete measure move. There's no need to do 1, 2, 3 measure move. We're going for the complete target. All right, let's just see where we're at and let's go ahead and just go for the haymaker and swallow it, you know, endure the pain, right? So we're going to take, matter of fact, let me put a horizontal line up here. We scoot these out the way so I can pull a measurement all the way through. So I'm gonna put a horizontal line where the cup caps off at. And then we're going to use a trend line to measure the depth of the cup, right? So we're going to take it to the bottom of price action. I'll just scoot this up. You'll take your trend line and you come all the way to the bottom of where price stopped, right? So this is the bottom of price action. You take it and you stretch it all the way up to the top of the cup, right? Since we already drew our trend line, our horizontal line, we can easily go ahead and pinpoint that top, take it, and you're going to put it at the bottom of your handle, right? Our bottom handle is right here. So we're going to put another horizontal line. So it's going to be easier for us to measure and kind of project. And then boom, we have a target for our cup and handle. So we can, as you see, that's what happens. Alert right here. We can have an alert set on the US dollar tether dominance chart at what is this 5.38, 5.40%, and then say, hey, as soon as price hits that level, baby, we buying the market up, because cup and handle patterns are not reversal patterns. All right, they're just continuation patterns. That's all it is. It's just a bullish pattern. It's not a double bottom. It's not inverted head and shoulders. All right, so we don't have to be fearful that this pattern is going to somehow create another bullish pattern. All right, we don't have to think like that. We can just say, all right, it's coming up, it's going to hit this, and then after that, hey, we have a great 50% chance of the market going into bullishness, right? Based off of what we already thinking, that we need a double second top touch on our trend line. Hey, if we can get that off this cup and handle pattern, by all means, let's take it, right? We can easily do that. So now that we have an understanding of where the market is going to go, you have all of this time to figure out how you want to construct your trading strategy, right? It's bear season. It's bear season. Oh my gosh. Lord help us. But these guys are haters, bro. I wanted to have a great January. And January is only teaching me lessons, which is still great. It's still great. But It'd be better if we was able to pump, pump, pump. Doesn't mean we don't find the tokens that are strong during these bearish moments, but it'd be nice when most of the market is like when you're playing a lottery. I miss when crypto felt like playing a lottery and you always won. That's just as long as you place your bet. All right. Yes, it was slick kind of gambling, but it still was nice. All right. It was just nice. So I'm actually going to add more alerts to this chart, because at certain points I know that the market based off the pattern is going to reject a little bit. So why not? You can day trade in those rejections, right? So if we see that this right that price is going to eventually find its way back up to resistance, right, where the cup actually got rejected at, right, and then it formed the handle. And we already know that it's going to come up here. We might can get a small little day trade of price hitting this right here, hitting this level, and then getting rejected. This rejection, this slight pullback on the US dollar on a US dollar chart can actually be the window that a meme token needed to shoot for 200%. All right. And I'm throwing a big number out there because this is what we call fly fishing. Okay. You got to catch it fast. You got to catch it fast. You got to be in and out. You got to be in and out. Why? Because you're in the middle of a downtrend. All right. You're catching those wicks up out the blue, those coins that pump for 70% randomly in 4 hours. And then next thing they erase. All right. Those percentages erase. You can be that trader. That is called being a sniper. All right, you're a sniper in the market because you are trading. These down moments is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of buying in the market. All right, some coins that we've seen yesterday in the past, 20 hours, we've seen some coins go for 20%, 40%, 70%, 30%. You know, a lot of coins went shooting and flying. Right, we even seen Ethereum shoot up a little bit. Right, we've seen a couple of tokens, you know, pour and dish out decent gains. Right. And this is how you do so, just by, you know, charting. But right here is going to be our ultimate day of glory. All right. This is going to be our ultimate day of glory. When that happens, baby, oh, I'm going to be so ready. Y'all, man, I'm so upset with the market for doing this to it. They're going to just make us go through the pain again. Right. And best believe around this time, whenever this hits this target, right, we're going to keep checking on this chart. Right. But every single time it hits this, when it gets closer in this target, let's see if the naysayers and the government starts to talk about investing, start talking about projects. Let's see if we start getting some news around good projects that believe are going to 5, 10x, right? Let's see if we can get some of those, right, to start spewing out some articles around this time. When we start getting close to this target, let's see how the rest of the market in the fundamental analysis portion is going to sit here and give us. All right, that's how you find. That's a game plan you can have automatically starting right now. It's like, hey, I believe in Fetch AI. I want to get some XRP. I want to get some whatever the coin is, whatever it may be, Pepe, whatever it is. Around this time, whenever price finds its way up here, that's when you want to start seeing, are those same tokens printing out some news? Do they have some articles? You know, is somebody tweeting about them, right? Is Elon somehow now scheduling a meeting or a live YouTube session with the co-founder or the owner of that meme token, right? You're going to start seeing things percolate. Understand why. There's a lot of guys like me, all right, and the higher, with the higher seated people who are doing the same thing. So understand that they do see what's going on in the market just as we see it. All right, they aren't dumb. All right, they may play dumb, but they are not dumb. All right, if I can see this, and this is all from free stuff off the TradingView, I'm pretty sure the people that they're paying top dollar can easily see this as well. So let's not act ignorant. All right, when we're telling that to them, we not ignorant. We understand our pockets are losing because of this. And, we could have definitely been above the 8 ball, especially if I would just look at this chart and not been what's that word? And I didn't want to support it. I didn't want to believe it. Oh yeah, in disbelief. So yes, I was definitely in disbelief about this cup and handle format. And now I'm believing it. It is what it is. So that's the plan that we have. We understand that there are going to be some tokens that are just bullish right now. They're very strong. They've been sitting at support for the past 2 years. So all of this up and down movement that the market is doing has no effect on those tokens. You can easily spot those tokens, right? Because they're not going to have that much volatility. They're going to be really just consolidating. You're like, oh, the market is going up and all the rest of the charts are going to look one way. That chart is going to look totally different. And also, what you can do if you wanted to sit here and short the market, right? If you wanted to hop into the Forex or whatever case may be, you're like, hey, I want to short Ethereum. You can go sit here and download whatever Forex platform that trades Ethereum and short Ethereum. If you wanted to, you can go do that. If you wanted to short Bitcoin or just short crypto, there are ways to get to the money. All right, there are ways to get to the money. Getting a lot of alerts going off right now, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Lord, play. Oh, Lord, pay me. Lord, pay me. Lord, pay me. Lord, pay me. Let's go. We getting to find what's bullish in the market because it seems like all the plays that I actually inputted in so far before the session started are moving. Pirates USD on Coinbase was one of them, and this one was another one, and it already did what it did in the past hour. It's what, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Yeah, I got into this at around 5, about 5, or I don't know. When did I get home today? Around 4, 5. I don't know what I was doing, but it is doing its thing. So you can find tokens like this. So let's talk about it. DNT also is the other one. Let's see if this can fill in. But it looked like it already did. Let's see. Look, it already shot up. It already shot up for a decent, for some bullishness activity. So the ones that I've seen and found, they're proving to be true. So we have some good examples to talk about today. So how do you find bullishness in the market? What coins to buy while the pressure is on for the rest of the market to sell, right? How do you find these setups? First of all, you can simply do this. Have your Coinbase, Kraken exchange, or that crypto.com exchange already highlighted inside of a watch list on TradingView, whatever the case may be. TradingView to me works way easier. Just for me, it just works way easier. And what you can do is, if you want to go through all of these, okay, so shipping, Pirates, OO, DNT, that's all the ones I just got on. And then Krill as well. So you can actually go to the daily time frame and just look at, well, how does the market look? How's the market looking? Does that look attractive? Hell no. It looks like the opposite of what the US dollar tether is in, right? The US dollar tether is like it's in a regular cup and handle, right? This looks like it's in a inverted cup and handle. All right, doesn't look too pretty. All right, let's hope we're not going to enter a bear market, y'all. I'm going to be so upset. I'm late to the party. We're not late, but you get what I'm saying. We are late, but yes. But we see, I mean, we're going to find a place. But you can just look at the market and just say, this all looks ugly. But there's going to be tokens that's going to look good. I'm sorry, I've charted up probably every single chart that Coinbase and Kraken has to offer. So you're going to see a lot of dibble dabble. Right here, we could probably say, oh, that's a bullish retest, right? Price broke up, price came back down, getting a certain level of support. It could be a bullish retest, right? Could say, hey, this might be one of those tokens that rip, you know what I mean, during the bull market, right? When the market starts to want to make a turnaround, this could be one of those tokens that rip. Now, if you don't want to go through every single chart and look for things that look like media, right? That looks like it's coming to the upside, right? Don't look like it's going to the upside while the rest of the market is like it's going to the downside, right? You can just go out and point out tokens that look like they're bullish, right? Just by just clicking on all of them. That's all you got to do, right? So media is one of them. The other one that we've been talking about all week, IoTX, watching this one. Definitely watching this one. What's another one? Blah, 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 blah. XTC super correction. I don't know where they at. Blur request. Where are they? Index, H bar, algo, PRCL. I think Prime was one of them. Prime is getting real low, getting real close to breaking out. What's the other one? I'm sorry, y'all. I really be on these charts that I ain't letting nothing go. Drift is definitely going to be a great banger. once it decides to get ready to hit Fox. I was looking at Fox too. But where's the upside ones? All right, we're just gonna, I'm looking for them, but I can't find them. So we're just gonna, okay, demo, right? Demo, getting tight, getting close, right? Time as well. Looks like it wants to fill in. This thing fill in. We'll look at most of these a little bit more in depth. But you have your ones like Aereo, because I can't find the ones that's actually worth the damn investment, right? You have Aereo, you have what's that? Quantum, pretty bullish. This one as well. I see what looks like price is going to the upside. What's the other one? Bricks or bricks, brick USD price is at the bottom. Actually went for 40, but came right back down. So watching this could be an easy bullish retest, right? After popping for 50%, coming right back down. So let's see what that one does. The other one is that one, Quantum Kava, yes. Right, Kava, as this look like it's trying to do a rounded bottom, right? Kava, Lido, still love Lido. Hopefully it doesn't, break support, right? Hopefully it doesn't break support. Lido, what's the other ones? It was a handful. It's not too much. What's the other ones? Quantum, Lido, Kava, Aereo, Media. Was it Multi? No. Multi was like a swing trade. What was the other ones? They're all inside the Discord, but those are the ones that we talked about in the Discord. And so far, let me just go to the Discord. Okay, so Plu. Where's the rest of the list at? Demo, Aleo. Oh, that was it. Oh, FX. That was the other one. FX. That was the other one. That was the one that looks a little bit way better as well. FX. Actually, this is like a gimme, to be honest. To me, this is a gimme. This is a gimme token. I mean, it's like it's ready to come to the upside. I mean, it's been consolidated for the bottom for the longest at the bottom, right? That is a easy eyeballer. All right, easy eyeballer. Available on Coinbase, but easy eyeballer. Did I get in? Yes, duh. But this is an easy eyeball. But it's just stuff like that. You can just look at the market and tell that, oh yeah, you want to go to the upside, while the rest of the market looks like it's want to go to the downside. So one way that you can find tokens like this is when the market does its dumping, right? While it's red, don't run away from the screen. Look at the screen. All right. You can go to your watch list. And what I do all the time is this. I go to change percentage, right? I like to glance at what's dropping, right? If it got the green, that means I'm in it, right? So down 2, down 5, if the ones that I'm already in, but they're down 0.68, 0.82, right? I'm already looking at the market saying, okay, the market is not really dropping too heavy as a new candlestick is starting, right? It's not dropping too heavy currently, right? The biggest drop is for 5%. So that could be cool. So when I swap it over and say, okay, now bring me how much everything is pumping. We got XYL, Vara, Aleph, AGLD, Adventure Gold. We traded at Pirates, LTC, Zen, Strick, Stacks, Band, Numer, you got Blur. So these are all what looks to be bullish. All that you have to do is now click on them. It brings up finding things that looks like that, don't look like that, but look like Aerial, those rounded bottoms. You can just find them a little bit easier if you just was to click on them as they at the top of your watch list for which ones are actually giving some green candlesticks. And once you click on the chart, right, you can, it just brings up, it's easier to chart instead of you going through every single token, right? You can just say, hey, I'm gonna look at the first top 10. At the first top 10, which one like it's gonna go today, right? And you can just pull out, hey, this is like it's gonna be a green day today. If it is, then I'm going to the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame to figure out how I can get into that. Most of the tokens that I've seen are in cup and handles, and they're just in falling wedges. Most of them that I've seen aren't falling wedges, like Pirates. Why did I snap into Pirates? Oh yeah, because Pirates had a cup and handle, right? Once I looked at it earlier today, I seen that hey, it was one of the few tokens that was about when it was, I don't even know, probably about right here or right here, I believe. I don't know if that was around 5 o'clock today, but price was right here. It looked just like this. So I was like, oh wow, yeah, that looks like it's ready to itch up. I could find a falling wedge and then find a cup in hand. If I was to go to the 1 hour time frame, then I can see my cup a little bit easier and I can see my handle already, right? I can see my handle forming, and then I can see that we already got a breakout, came back down for a bullish retest, and now we're starting to make our higher highs. So just by grabbing and seeing this, that leaves me hope to say, hey, if I can grab, what is this, a measured move from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup, and you put it at the bottom of your handle, if I can grab about 20% out of this token, I might can grab about 3 more 20% out of, three more tokens, right? And you go find them. You go, it's time, it's called hunting. Now you're hunting the tokens down because you're like, oh, we got some sneakers out here. While the US dollar tether is pumping and dumping, but going to higher highs, we got some tokens that want to, play ball today. We got some sneakers out here. So you go play with the sneakers. You go play with the ones that want to be bullish. Not that might be, no, these want to be bullish. They want to spit out 24, 25%, possibly 100. You know what I'm saying? Possibly two. We all know how crypto works. We all know how crypto works. One pump can lead to one monumentous, one gigantic, one pump to change your life. It can do it, Saya. It can do it. But let me stop. So we got Pirates. AGLD. We traded that a long time ago. Let's look at that one more time. Let's see. Ooh, been dipping so long. Pull this back up. Been dipping so long, right? We traded it. It got up to the 163. Well, I mean, to the 100 something percentile mark. Came right back down. Ends up making a lower low. So because this trade already hit the stop loss after doing that amazing pump that it did when we caught it, I'm going to go ahead and delete everything off because it's a lower low. So I can't call it a bullish retest. We're just going to have to look at it for what it is. And if we were to zoom out, we can see that that this token is actually kind of resting pretty decently on some support. Is resting decently on some support, and we can call this a falling wedge. Only thing we have to figure out is this falling wedge a part of a bigger falling wedge, or is this falling wedge just a part of this current uptrend, right? Is this falling wedge just because of this dip, right? Are we just falling wedge for a dip, or are we forming a bigger falling wedge? So are we forming a bigger falling wedge like this, right? A bigger falling wedge like that, or are we just focusing right here on this falling wedge that is forming currently right now? As skinny as it is, I'll zoom in so you can see it more better because I do want to look at it. If it's up 3% so far for the day, it could be a breakout falling wedge. This could be a falling wedge that you could go ahead and take. Like, hey, let's go take this little falling wedge, get a good little 30, 25% out of the market, and then go to sleep, right? Sounds like a good plan. So let's see. Boom, bada bing. So we got, all right, so price came up. We got our first bottom touch coming back up. See, first bottom touch came back down, got another first bottom touch, right? Kind of sucks, right? And then we got our first top touch. So let's go and count this. So we got 1, 1, 2. We're going for 2 now. So do we need one more drop, right? We need one more drop. That sucks. I would like one more drop out of this. I will not take this. I'm sorry. I need one more drop. We need one more drop for this falling wedge to complete it because that would have been a nice gain. I mean, it's going to be a decent pump once it pumps, right? If you do the full measure move of the falling wedge, bring that down somewhere down here, that's going to be a decent pump. That's a good little gainer right there. Talking about 200 something percent. I think that's going to be a good trade. All right. So we're going to keep paying attention to Adventure Gold. And gave us good gains the first run up when we first found it. Let's hope that it continues to pay out. So yeah, I'm going to keep this on my radar. So yeah, I'm going to keep that on my radar. IOY. Let's see what's going on. We're going to zoom in down here. What's happening down here, right? Can we find a little cup and handle, a triangle, anything that says that it's ready to go? And ooh, it looks a little sexy. I like it. Looking at the indicators real quick, I like it. So we're going to draw a falling wedge, boom, bada bing, put our bottom trend line on there as well, and see how these touches look, how they lining up. Go to the 1 hour time frame, and let's see what's going on. It looks like if it's not forming a cup and handle, understand that if it's not a cup and handle, y'all, all right, there is a secondary pattern that can complement a cup and handle pattern, right? If you spot a cup and handle, and we know that it can't be a cup and handle if it exceeds the cup, right? If it exceeds the bottom of the cup, if the handle exceeds the bottom of the cup, it can't be a cup and handle, right? But there is a secondary pattern, right? If it's giving you cup and handle vibes, but it doesn't turn out to be a cup and handle initially, understand that there is a secondary pattern that masks what a formal cup and handle, and it's called the Adam and Eve cup and handle. That is where, instead of this being your typical cup right here, you're not going to use your curve to highlight an atom of your Adam and Eve cup and handle. You're going to use two trend lines, right? You're going to show more like a V shape, right? And then what you're trading to find the cup is actually what you're finding the bottom of the actual cup, right? You're trading for the handle of the cup and handle, but it turns out, hey, it keeps falling, it keeps falling, it keeps falling. That's because it's actually forming an Adam and Eve cup and handle, meaning that this is your Adam. What you're seeing rounding out is your Eve, right? You're going to get rejected again, and then you'll form your handle. All right. Now, if most of the market is like this on an hour time frame, then what could that be saying? That could be saying that as the US dollar tether is pumping, guess what? We're just going to keep rounding out and just boom, 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 consolidate, 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 consolidate. However long we need to consolidate as the US dollar tether starts to pump, right? That could be a supporting scenario to our original scenario of the market getting ready to dump, or the US dollar tether getting ready to pump. All right. So we could see that this could be an Adam and Eve. Anytime I see a point and I see a flag out, I always have to tell myself it could be an Adam and Eve cup and handle, meaning that price is going to come right back down and fill in this wick gap, right? It's going to form that rounded bottom. So I'm going to be in here for days taking losses, right? I'll try to take gain, then don't get a breakout, then it comes right down, make a lower low, I get out the trade, right? So yeah, no need to do all of that. You can just say, hey, if it exceeds that 886 fib level retracement, I'm throwing it to the Adam and Eve scenario, right? Once we break this 886 fib level retracement, right, then I'm letting it go. If it breaks it and it comes all the way down, then I'm telling myself this is the Adam and Eve's cup and handle. I'm not going to sit in here. I know I have time for this rounded bottom to fill out down here. So I'm going to wait for confirmation. I'm going to wait for confirmation of another pattern, right, to sit here and get me back into the trade. I'm just not going to hop in just because I think that this is a double bottom, because it could not be an Adam and Eve, cup and handle. It could form a lower low. All right, so I'm just going to be mindful of that. So that's just some of the things that to be to keep an eye out when you are looking at the market and you're trying to spot patterns on the hour time frame. All right, just be aware that there are multiple patterns. All right, there are a couple of patterns. There's 1,000, not 1,000. There's only like 15 patterns. So just understand that there are patterns, and some patterns are within other patterns. All right, so IOI looks pretty good, but I would definitely like to get more bottom touches in this flag. Also, I would just like to see some bullish divergence, right, in this flag, right? If I'm looking at the RSI, I would like to see these lower lows, right, actually be a higher low somewhere on the RSI, right? In order for us to use this cheat sheet, right, reversal bullish divergence, we need price to either make a lower low or a double bottom. And then we need the indicator to either make a higher low or a double bottom. All right. We need the indicator to do one of the two, and we need price action to do one of these scenarios. They both need to do one of these scenarios. And the easiest scenario for a falling wedge pattern is class A, right? Where price makes a lower low, right? Because it's already making lower lows, right? We're already making lower lows, right? So we got that scenario down pat. We got that first half down pat. Now what we're looking for while we are in this area of price action, right? While we're looking at this area of price action, we're also paying attention to this area in the RSI with the same price action. And we're managing lower low, lower, well, not a lower low, but another lower low, right? We want this to get rejected and come back down and end up making a higher low or a double bottom, right? We want this to hit, bam, and then come right back up, because what we're looking for is for one of these scenarios to hit. All right. If it does make a lower low, then we need price to sit here and either make a higher low, or we need it to make a double bottom for the RSI, right? Those are the two scenarios that we're looking for. So once you understand what you're looking for in the market, right, you can go ahead and just set alerts, right? If we think that this is going to make one more lower low, right, and our lower low, because the true fib level for a cup and handle pattern is the 886 fib level, then guess what? We're going to let price go up, get rejected, and come back down. So I'm just set an alert right here, right? Because price can make a double bottom. So I'm gonna add an alert and say, hey, I like this setup. I want that 20%. So I'm gonna set my alert right here at the bottom of where this wick is. And I'm gonna just set my alert right there and say, hey, if we get a double bottom play, I want to look at it. All right. Let me look at it. And if I want to hop into play, then let me hop into play and understand that from this point, I have a 3% stop loss at least, right, to the 86 fib level. And if I was to accompany the Adam and Eve cup and handle pattern, then I'll have an 8.69 stop loss, or in general, just probably a 10% stop loss, right? A 10% stop loss down here, actually saying even lower, right? So that's how I can set up that trade. But if I believe that price is going to reject and actually come down to the 86 level, then guess what? It lowers my stop loss, all right, to max 7%, or I can say max 10%. All right. So the lower you get in, if you understand how price action works, working with the pattern as being your guidelines and your boundaries, then you can kind of literally just micromanage the market like I do. So outside of Pirates, outside of AGLD, let's see if any, just to throw it out there, if y'all have anything y'all want to look at, throw them out there. That's what we're here for. We're here to chart up some stuff. So if you have anything you want me to chart out, please drop it in the chat, or just, let me know straight up. I mean, let me know verbally. So the other ones, let's see. ORN, I don't know if I really like that one too heavy. It's coming down. It looks a little, I mean, this is a nice falling away, but it is big breakout. It's messing up the flow right now. It kind of messed up the flow. I would have taken that. You gave it, but then you gave it right back. So you did the cup and handle measure move, right? You did the cup and handle, right? From the top of the cup down to the bottom of the cup, right? You did it. You hit the measure move. But like I said, with cup and handle patterns, doesn't mean that you're going to go all the way up, right? So what I've seen is this. A cup, right? And then the handle all the way down here. We can zoom in. It was a sexy cup and handle too. Sexy cup and handle. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful. Measure move, top of the cup, all the way to the bottom of the price action, which would be right here. Take it, you put it at the bottom of the handle, boom, it hits it within, what is that, 1 day. Bam. That was a whole about 100, 130, 140% trade in 1 day. Bam, snag. Like, that's how crypto works, but it's the cup and handle pattern. It's not a reversal pattern. It's just a continuation pattern that can hit and literally fall and make a lower low, which is what it's doing. Which is why I say I kind of messed up the flow. We would love to see cup and handles produce more bullish patterns, but that may not be the case if we're not in a bullish run. So because it already did a big bullish move like that, I'm gonna kind of let that chill out. Let that break. Let's get a double bottom or something with ORN. So let that chill to the side. Numair was tracking it, but it looked for a pattern trade, right? A pattern trade is where you understand that you need your top touches and your bottom touches, right? So if you got your first bottom touch, you went up, you got your first top touch, right? Now you hit your second bottom, right? Your second bottom touch, you got to go get your second top touch. So price is going to go hit it. You just have to now go to the daily time frame, 24, 4-hour, or the 1 hour, and pull out what pattern can you see that's going to get you that, right? So it's more, sometimes you do have to futuristically trade. You do have to pre-set up those targets, right? I mean those trades. So like I said, you got a cup and handle, cup, bring it down, draw your handle, and see where price action is actually at. So right here, we see that price did first bottom touch, right? First top touch, came back and gave us a double first top touch, right, on our top trend lines. And it does that. It does that. You got to be aware of these double taps that the market likes to do, right? All right, so we got one first top touch, two first top touch, right? A coin, no, with our first bottom touch. Now we got our second bottom touch. If you see that its price needs to pumps up and get up to this second top touch for our pattern, then you can say, you can just take your measuring tool and say, that's about what, 3%? Is it worth the trade? No, not for 3%. It ain't. Eggs no. Eggs no. No, 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 no. Let it go. Let her slide. Let her pass by. You can collect $200 next go around, right? So you can do that. Let's see if this actually, oh, wow. No, it's definitely not it. We want it to hit our 618 fib level, which is most likely will do so. I'm going to set an alert at that 618 fib level for a quick little swing trade, I don't want 3%. I want to take the full thing. So we're going to project this measure move cup all the way down to the bottom. Let's see if we get to the 618 fib level. We're going to get a pop. That pop can go for how much? Oh, about 30%, 35%. Who don't want that? Who don't want that? I want it. I want it. I want that. Let's go in and pump. All right. Give us that 5% for the day, 6% for the day. Reject, come back down, hit that 618 fib level, and then start to rip, baby. Give us that sprint. That's all we want. We want these sprints, baby. We want those sprints. You don't have to come down here. You don't have to do that. We want it to sprint. So that's how you just analyze the market. You just go through and you just see what looks good, what looks delicious, what looks tasty, because there's always a play to be made. You just have to find the plays. You have to figure out what the market is doing, and you have to trade within that scenario. All right. It's a little bit imaginary work. I mean, it's some imaginative work going on, but it's fun though. I mean, I like imaginary stuff. I like thinking. So I don't mind it. So I find it very, very nice to create these scenarios and understand how the market is moving and why I see green today, why I see, red today. It's nice it's nice to do that. And if we see that, let's go ahead and just kind of project these. It looks like most of the market, I mean, we can see that most of the market is in the same pattern, but it seems like most of the market wants to give us a 30% day. It wants to give us a 30% relief rally. All right. That sounds about right, especially if last time we talked on Tuesday. Well, for those who came to the Tuesday session, we talked about Ethereum possibly getting back to 3,300, right? So just to go and put that on the recording for live stream for those who probably didn't catch that, looking at Ethereum, we're looking at the same cup and handle pattern being formed. All right. Looking at the same cup and handle pattern being formed. All right. We got our first bottom touch. We got our first top touch. We need Ethereum to get our second bottom touch, right? But Ethereum, because the US dollar tether is retracing a little bit right now, we can get that double first top touch. All right. We can get that first double top touch. Right. So that was to happen. Boo hoo, boo hoo. But, it's cool. That means we're going to see some bullishness, which means that we can catch while Ethereum is doing a small little run up. You can catch those if you see a cup and handle that is completed, that is ready to go. You can trade it and take it, just like we did. Well, not we did, but what I did. I didn't post it to the group with what I did with that token that I showed you earlier that was already pumping, right? So let's see if we can find some. I don't think we're probably going to find anything that's ready to go right now per se, but I do believe that, after looking for quite some time, you will most likely stumble across one of those tokens that's ready to go. But yeah, most of the market is in this falling wedge pattern, and we're looking to go get our second top touch. All right. So which means that we at least got one more drop for an entry. All right. We got one more drop, one more lower low on most of the meme coins, and we can look for a decent 25-30% gain. Right. Some are going to go for higher. That's just how it works. But you just got to find those. I like this one. That looks deep. Audio. That looks like a big boy move you're kind of forming right now. We're gonna have to keep audio on the that looks like a big move. Yeah, I like this audience. I like that. let's put the fib level. Fib retracement, we always wanted to get to the 618 fib level after it does its first initial pump, which means we want price. After price does a nice pump and it starts to reject and it starts to make lower highs and it also starts to make lower lows, you can use a Fibonacci retracement tool to pinpoint where price is going to bounce off of. And because we always stress that the Fibonacci and price likes to reject off the 618 fib level first, right? If it was ever going to pump in a bullish fashion, it's going to do it off the 618 fib level. Because we already pointed that out already, we already can sit here and say like, hey, let this hit. We want at the pump. Do your pump, do your dump right down to the 618 fib level. Place your alert, and now you're looking at, and you're already setting money to the side, right? Payday's tomorrow, payday's tomorrow. So you set your money to the side already to enter this nice lengthy trade. I like this. We're gonna do first measure move and second measure. I don't know. These measure moves just look big. They just look big. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this is going to be the first token that I'm going to go ahead and go take. So what we did was do first measure move and final measure move, right? First measure move is always the opening of your falling wedge. Boom, right? You put it right here, projecting off your 618 fib level. The complete measure move, like we've been doing this whole session, is from the bottom of your cup to your top, right? You're going to put it at the bottom of your handle. Now, a third measure move, right? A second measure move in between the first initial measure move and your final measure move can be from price, from the very top of your handle, right, to the bottom of price action, where it first did its leap, right? This impulse, right? It pumped, came back down, and then it pumped again, right? You're measuring that last leg up, right? You can use that as a measuring stick, right, to form out a position, right? To say, hey, first target, second target, final target. All right. So you can understand if the market hits this position and it starts to retrace, you're going to be like, hey, as long as we don't retrace back below my entry, I'm good, because guess what? I have another price target to go to. If we hit this one, it's like, okay, that I got one more to go grab. That's all it's doing. So if we line this out, I swear, if this is a 70% trade, I'm gonna be so happy. Oh no, we put it down. It said 11. Look at that. It's 11. We're gonna get to 70. Okay, 50. We'll take that. We'll take that. Bricks did 50. Bricks did 50 earlier this week. So I'll take that. I've seen 50 get printed. And then hey, look at that. The second measure move is for 27, which is close to the 30. So you might get that 27 measure move off rip. You might get that 27% move off rip for audio. So yeah, just a lot of stuff is like this. A lot of stuff looks very tasty. We just gotta wait. Boba. Let's hope you're not at the bottom of some touches right here, sir. I don't want you to be committing a bullish crime, because we're gonna have to lock you up in the trade. You feel me? That was corny. I'll accept that. That was probably corny. It was a dad joke. Leave me alone. So let's see. I like boba. The reason why do I like boba? Because even though we are trading kind of not nervous, but we're being cautious, right? We're understanding to be in and out of the market with our next couple of trades. Some trades like boba, you might can let sit. Because, like I said, you can find a pattern inside a bigger pattern. And boba is resting on some good, nice foundation right now. So we have a lot of support down here. This falling wedge that we spot could actually be an entry to a long-term hold. So pay attention to an entry on boba. All right. If you take it and you trade it, we're talking about boba from where it is now to its all-time high to the 700%. And if we were to say that this was a cup and handle, understand what I'm seeing bigger picture wise, right? Which is why I always go off the daily time frame. If we was to chart this out and say, okay, that's a cup, it's coming down, it's hitting, this is our top trend line, and now we're forming our bottom trend line like this. It's getting real tight, right? If I was to zoom in on that, let's go to condense those. You could just say that it's just getting real tight. That's all you're saying. You're saying your big falling wedge on your bigger time frame is getting real tight. It's finally coming to a point. One bottom touch, one top touch, right? Or one top touch, but we're getting that second bottom touch. If we can get that second bottom touch, or we're probably getting the second bottom touch now, And this is the beauty that trading and well, that charting brings you. You can get as creative because these things will break out. As long as you get those three bottom touches, the three top touches, I don't care how you fall in wedge. Look, believe me, you're not you see these big run-ups of coins going 100, 200% in a day, 500% in a day, or in a candlestick, in a 1 hour candlestick, because of these ugly looking patterns. Believe me, because of these ugly looking patterns. So if we got one bottom touch, one top touch, second bottom touch. Look, if you can line up as perfect as possible. I like boba. I like boba. I've been looking at boba for a minute, so I actually personally like boba. So I actually probably bought boba right here and lost. So that's how much I liked it. I like it so much to talk about my losses. That's how much I liked it. So one bottom touch, one top touch, right? We're still respecting the pattern. Still respecting the pattern. Second bottom touch. What we need is that second top touch. All right. Give us 20 something percent. Give us 20 something percent. Whatever you got to give us, give it to us. If you got to pump for 20%, get some buyers in there and then take it all the way back. Do so, baby. Do so. Please give us 20% and then drop 10%, 12, 13%, 8%. I don't care. Give us that third bottom touch so I can enter this trade. Because these are the trades, like I say, these are the sleeper picks that just be ripping it. You like, oh, how did it go for so much in that one day? It's like, man, it was forming a big old cup and handle. Boom. And so when I say it can go for a big percentage, this is why I say that. That is a 700% measured move. All right. It is 700% measured move. All right. So just going out. This is how you find those tokens. You see, oh, it pumped for 1,000%. This is how it did so, because it's still respecting a pattern, in my opinion. In me reading charts for how long I've been paying attention to charts, this is literally how I play the market. And we taking a 700% price target with a 10% stop loss. So guess what? We smoking the market. TRB, is TRB Teller? It is Teller. Let's look at Teller real quick. So I don't think there's anything else worth the eyeballs except for things that are at their bottom. So 1, 1, 2. Teller's going to get a decent pump soon. So we need to come up and hit that. And if I was to measure that, that looks like a decent move back to the top trend line from where price is at. Even if you take it back to resistance, it's a 35%. It's a good 30% move, 35% move. So I can see that happening. I can see price hitting this. I'll just zoom in a little bit. I can see price, whatever's doing right here, I can see it coming back up and hitting this resistance, right? Because this would be resistance. That'd be resistance. I can see it hitting that resistance and then getting rejected and come back for a lower low, right? I can definitely say that, especially with the market saying that it wants to pump. Market dump, US dollar tether pump, right? I can definitely see that happening. So if I was to go to the 1 hour time frame, it's like, hey, what can you find? What story can you tell that can project that? And it looks like Teller may be in for an entry right now. Yeah, right now. So let's see. And we look like I'm probably gonna take this. Not even gonna lie. Because I don't think Teller is in a inverted cup and handle. I mean, not inverted cup and handle, a cup and handle pattern. I don't think it's in a cup and handle pattern. I think it's in a Adam and Eve. I mean, in a ascending triangle. That's what I think that it's in. Why do I think that it's in this in this pattern? It's because when I glance at the RSI, right, and I'm glancing at the RSI, oh, actually no. Is that a double? Oh no, nope, it is true. That is a slick divergence. That is a slick divergence. It's a good entry. Hold up. Let me open up my Coinbase account. We can make a decent trade off of you, Teller. Like I said, divergence is my entry. When I spot a divergence and it hasn't moved yet, that's my entry. That's my call to buy the token. So TRB, how you doing, Mr. Teller? Let's yeah, let's throw a quick little penny inside you, and we can see if we can go ahead and have some fun. So why would we take this trade? Why do you think there's ascending triangle? Because ascending triangles are ugly. They fake you out. They look ugly. You know, most everything looks like a easy cup and handle, right? This looks like an ascending triangle. Why does it look like ascending triangle? Is because of the divergence that I see, right? We have this low right here, right? This low coincides. Where's the brush at? This low right here coincides with this low on the RSI, while this low, right, coincides with this low on the RSI. Now you're looking at me like, Sean, why are you paying attention to those two lows, right? And it's because it's divergence. It's divergence. And when you study this chart enough, you'll be able to spot it just like that by just going through charts. You'll be able to spot divergence that fast. You're like, that's it's tight divergence, but it's still divergence. And you'll see why I just placed a trade on here. I see it pumping and go ahead and getting us a good 15-14% from where it's at right now. I see that for Teller on Coinbase. I see it giving us a quick 15% gains nicely. Actually, let's, since we enter it, put that in a green calendar. I mean, in a green folder. So let's talk about this divergence that we just spotted. So off of these two bottoms, right? And why I say the RSI is kind of the king when it comes to finding divergence, because if you're ever confused, you can just use the values. You can count the value, right? You can read the value to see if it makes sense. So what we're looking for is some type of bullish divergence. What we see is price making a higher low, right? So this is our low, boom, right? And price made a higher low, right? So this low is higher than this low. Now, what you see on the RSI that you probably haven't recognized because it looks ugly. Ascending triangles just look ugly. What you see on the RSI is this. Bam. Once you use your horizontal line, you can see that as price made a higher low, right? The indicator made a lower low. It'd be real tight to see that, but that's how you spot it. And that's how I'm saying, oh yeah, I just entered that trade. Oh, why, Sean? Oh, because I just spotted that divergence. Price made a higher low while the indicator made a lower low. What does that mean? Let's go to our cheat sheet. When price makes a higher low and the indicator makes a lower low, that is called hidden continued bullish divergence, right? Hidden continued bullish divergence, saying that price action is going to continue in the bullish fashion, all right? Reversal divergence means that we're going to switch from a downtrend to a uptrend, right? It's reversing trends, right? Hidden continued means that we're going to continue the trend, all right? So that's what those two are. So because we spotted hidden continued bullish divergence, we're going to sit here and say, okay, we got hidden continued bullish divergence. If price is saying that it's going to pump, it's going to continue to the upside, what pattern do you see? You can say, because I will do this once as I'm going to chart up and post it to the chat, is that, okay, we're still going to respect the possibility that this was a cup and handle pattern, right? You're going to respect the possibility that this is a cup and handle pattern. And you're going to include this target, right? You're going to say this is your cup and this is your handle. Now, you also have this to fall back on, all right? You also have this cup and handle pattern to fall back on. So if this pattern does not play out, let's say we pump, but then we don't end up making a lower low than this low, right? You're going to be like, dang, then guess what? Cup and handle. You're going to just revert to the next pattern, right? You're not going to get shook. You're going to be like, hey, I tried. I believed in what I see. If it pays, it pays. If it doesn't, lesson learned. All right. Lesson learned. You can't be scared. You got to trade what you see. You got to trade the technicals. Okay. So if it pumps, right, and then dumps, then we're just going to revert back to us. Instead of saying an ascending triangle overall, we're just going to say it's still forming the falling wedge. Why? Because we see a lot of cup and handles being formed in the market. This is just one that's just a little bit ugly and a late bloomer. All right. So if that was the case, then we'll take that. But we still will include this possibility of this not being a complete falling wedge, but just being a cup and handles falling wedge. All right. So what you would do, you'll still take your trend line, you do the measured move of a cup and handle play, and you're going to put it at the bottom of your handle. Right. This is where we spotted the divergence, right? This is where we spotted the lower low not actually being I mean, this higher low not actually being a higher low on the RSI. So we spot our hidden bullish divergence. Spot your measure. I mean, put your measure move right there. We have our first nice target at 44.29. Now that you have one target, oh, I have another one. What is that for? What is this one for? Oh, I was saying pumping back up to divergence. So I mean, pumping back up to resistance for the top trend line. So we got one, and now we have error secondary. Well, the pattern that I see that is in right now is an ascending triangle. So we're going to trade the ascending triangle. Ascending triangle says it's going to. All right, let me think about this. Okay, so 1-1. I'm trying to get the first measured move of the ascending triangle. It's usually the opening, right? Just like a falling wedge, usually the opening. But I realized that from the divergence to the top, that will also be a first measured move, right? So wherever you spot the lie in the last lower low and hitting continued bullish divergence, the measurement from the bottom to the top will be your ascending triangle's first measured move, right? And you'll put it up here, right? And wow, does that not take us back to resistance, right? So that could be the first and only measure move that it gives us. So we have two measure moves close to each other, so we have a choice. Now, the complete measured move of of an ascending triangle is the whole leg, right? From top to bottom, right? So from the bottom of the flag, it's basically just a flag, right? So you take it and you put it at the top. Boom. So we have another target, an ultimate target up here. So Teller could really do some damage from where it's at right now, going from 14% inside pattern trade, right, to being a cup and handles measured move percentage for 30%, or it can be a complete ascending triangle measured move for 50%, right? It's the second 50% target that we've seen so far in the market with an ascending triangle pattern and also with a cup and handle pattern looking at, what was that, AGLD? I forgot which one we was looking at, but one of those other ones, right? So just to put it out there, TRB looks pretty bullish. Looks pretty bullish. Looks pretty bullish. So how would you set that up? Boom. Full measure move right here. Delete that. Leave this, as you can put in it so you can understand what price target it is, and then delete that. Now, because we have two of the same areas, I'll always delete the highest one. All right, and then we're just going to keep the lowest price target available, so you can just be right, just to be right. It's for no other reason, just to be right. So 31%, type in 30%, so you know that once TRB hits $43.73, you know that you should be 30% up in profits, right? So we put 30% right there. Zoom out, make the chart look pretty by taking off some scribbles. Take off the top trend line and the bottom trend line, even the bottom horizontal line. Leave these two up. Blast it up. Probably put it on the hour time frame so you can kind of see more of the candlesticks. Zoom this in. Take the bottom off so you can see just straight candlesticks, and probably might now put the moving averages back on so you can kind of see the 200 moving average. If the 200 moving average gets right here to the top, then you would understand when we pump and we get a rejection, price usually always rejects hard off of the 200 moving average. So it just is what it is. So with that being said, if I have any questions, feel free to ask them now, because we are inching up on the last couple of minutes of the session, and I do have to hop in a 101 afterwards. So if I have any questions about charting, about what the market may do, scenarios, how to tackle it, please feel free to ask them now in the last couple of minutes. But I am going to post this to the group real quick. So let's boom. And let me just highlight that this can actually go for the 15%. And don't want the stop loss to be 16. Let's use the VRVP. A lot of resistance, right? We got over a big wall. Look at that big wall that TRB just got ahead of. Big wall that it just crossed for the thing. And look, this thing, if this is a right shoulder and we're in the head, yo, great call for Teller, right? Great entry for Teller. This could be a dope entry because I'm just looking at all of the resistance from the VRVP standpoint, right? This is our biggest one. Our next one is right here. So definitely can say that we're probably going to reach our 30% target, right? Probably going to reach that pretty easily. What we're going to struggle with is going to be that 50, right? That 50, because that is a bigger lump, right? That's a bigger lump in the VRVP. And then after that, we have something at 58. Then we have ultimately at 68, right? That's a big chunk. And I know we may, if we do pump and wick to this, I'm definitely expect we're going to get shot right back down. And then we're going to use the Fibonacci and also the VRVP to figure out which one of these levels is actually going to catch price and ascend us past this thick volume. That is some thick action right here. Wow, Teller, that is a lot. Can we zoom out? No, that's some thick resistance to break back through, baby. That is going to be some thick resistance. Let's zoom out. Yeah, that is some deep resistance. Looked like we would have to, if we was to hit this mark, it looked like Teller is probably going to most likely reject all the way back down here. It's probably going to need a big support bounce in order to break this, right? If it can hold this, then we might can come back, challenge this again, and then come and break this. And now we're off to the races for Teller being a nice 700% trade. So just to throw it out there, But overall, Teller just got one bottom, two top touches. So we're just gonna let that be. And we got one bottom touch, one top touch. Second bottom touch, we probably could be going for our second top touch. So yeah, Teller definitely on the radar as well. On the radar as a trade now. But yes, time to mark it up as well. I have to make it a habit of taking trades and not putting alerts on them. Can't just be taking trades, especially messing with Coinbase. So let's put an alert at the top of our trend line to know that we at least hit our 50% mark. Because once it hits that level, now it's up to you. Once you're in the profits, you got to figure out if you're going to close trade, hold trade, take some profits off the trade. You got to figure out what you want to do. But at this point, yes, like I said, nothing I said should be used as financial advice. Just throw it out there again. Don't sue me. Please don't sue me. So let's see if we can hold above 3250 for Teller, and maintain this hidden continued bullish divergence. Then yeah, let's see this ascending triangle, gain some weight. Let's get that 50% target. That'd be a great, even 30%, bro. 30% in a downtrend, man. That can make your account look back slightly pretty again. You feel me? I know it'll make my account look a little pretty. Cause shoot, man, I can't even calculate the losses right now. I'm like, did I even place a trade? I don't know if I placed a trade or not. I'm so discombobulated with the market. But I'm glad we looked at it because it is giving ugliness. This even could be a bearish pattern. So be very careful in the market, people. XYO is still doing. Let's see if we can refresh the Coinbase watch list and see what's 7% Brazil. Ew. And then we can also see what's pumping. So 13% so far for XYO. And then XYO has been ripping. All right. XYO has been ripping for a minute now. So like I said, we can still find the gainers in the market. It's just going to be a little difficult. That was a nice cup and handle that it did. Nice cup with the handle. Shootout. That was a nice move. That was a nice move, XYO. That was slick. I didn't even see that. AVT did a decent, great bullish run up today as well in the past couple of hours. Big move that it did, about 40-50%. And CTX, I don't know if I traded this one, Cryptex, I don't know. But Index list could be going right now. Don't know what that is about. That's the thickness I got to get through, but I can see a nice sprint. Everything got to go get its second top touch, right? Everything has to go get its second top touch. So the market is being stubborn, and it needs to go get, it needs to complete these patterns. So you can expect a good bounce from a lot of things, just because, you know, 30% like is a magic number. So if this is all say 30 soon, you understand why they say 30. So I mean, even if you set a trade blindly, you're like, hey, give me 20%, you're probably going to get it. Things like moving, though, this is stuff that you can catch real deep, but the bullish divergence ain't there. So yeah, I'm gonna need that bullish divergence to be there for me to take that. Yeah, so I'm gonna need you to get right. I would love to take you and buy and get this bottom called and get this bottom entry, but I need you to give me the bullish divergence so I can enter the trade. I can't take this trade. Can't take it. Can't take it. Every time you did this little ugly loop, you fell lower. Look at that ugly loop, fell lower. I'm not finna play with you, bro. Ugly loop, fell lower. Ugly loop, fell lower. I'm not finna play with you, bro. I'm gonna need you to print me some bullish divergence with a sexy, with an attractive pattern. All right. Stop showing me these ugly loops and dumps. All right. These ugly loops and dumps. I know nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So if I don't have any questions, I'll go ahead and end the session, and we'll have the recording. We'll have the recording posted to the group. I like Alio. Okay, I like Alio. I just don't want it to do that ugly, you know, this stuff, and it makes a lower low. You know, pump, lower low. All right, just please be mindful of this pump, lower low thing. Rounded tops do not pay the bills. Rounded bottoms do. So understand that trades that I'm placing are you shouldn't be placing. It's not the wisest. You're gonna need technical analysis to back it up. All right. So Alio is definitely was just a position that I believe I pointed that out. Yeah, I think I says pointed out because it's like a 30% stop loss. But we shall see. We'll see what the rest of the market holds. If I find something else that's sexy with some decent divergence, looking at the hour time frame, I'll definitely post it to the group if it does look good. But it has to look good. And I just wish I could find, you know, if it's go to crack, and I wish I could just find something that's just bullish, like just outwardly, just blatantly, disrespectfully bullish. And I just wish I could find that. EWT got a 16% pop. Might be the answer to the market. Let's go to the daily time frame and see what we got so far. What did it do? I don't know why I got that 16% pop, but hey, it could be starting. I don't know why I keep looking at Coinbase. I like Kraken more anyway. So yeah, we're gonna. I haven't gone through Kraken. I've been looking through Coinbase, but I'm gonna go through Kraken now and see what's popping and what looks nice and what doesn't. So like that. Please, Lido, get back above. I would love for you to stay in the bullish rounds. TVK, I haven't heard from you in a minute. Oh yeah, you are so prone for a bounce right now. That is some nasty bullish divergence. Delete, 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 delete. Oh yes, we finna take this one. We're going to have to take this top touch. This top touch can be something beautiful. Let's get some connectors going. Because you might be, it's so ugly. Nope, you're still 2 for 2. 1-1. You just got to double tap one. I mean, yeah, double tap one. Oh, don't the market just love to play with your emotions? Love to play with your emotions. But it does have bullish divergence. Got to swing lows. We have some swing highs. It's going to be a strong, good pump once it pumps. Talking about probably a good, I guess 30% is the magic number. TVK. I like what I say. Strict was definitely bullish. No, not strict. Straight. STRD. Actually very bullish. But I just wish some of these would give me these 3 bottom touches. Just give me 3 bottom. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them when I find them. I'm gonna find it. But if I have no questions, then we'll go and just end this session. Yeah, Bowden always looks tasty, but hard to believe in it, man. It be doing these pumps and dumps, and it just be like it'll shoot for a 200, 300%, and then it just give it right back. It's like, oh, bro, you're making me nervous. 45.16, 45.59. There's no bullish versions on that. So, but ooh, rad. Just look like you're double tapping. So if you double tap the bottom, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to go one tap the top. You know, if you're gonna double tap the bottom, come one tap the top for me, and that'd be a grade A entry. Yeah, so like everything got 50% written all over it. 50 or 30, 50 or 30. So that's what the market wants to give us for the relief rally. If you think about it, that's a hell of an investment. It's a hell of an investment, and it has some might have some, is that bullish divergence? I don't know, but that's definitely like an Adam and Eve. Adam, and we forming the Eve cup and handle. One more pull down looks like it though. But yeah, just gotta find it. You just gotta find what looks good. If you want to be the pattern trader, be the pattern trader. But if you don't, you just say, I'm just gonna wait for the market to cool down. That's perfect too. CSM and COTI. COTI is probably the only token that I believe is bullish, like very, very, very bullish. The reason why I believe that is very, very bullish, I think I talked about this last time, is it Cody? Yeah, let's see. It's because of the falling wedge looks completed. Let's see if I'm thinking about the same coin here. Let's see, 1, 2, and then 1. Oh, do you see that? Do you see how kind of nicely that's kind of forming up a little bit? Let's see if we can get it to form all the way. No, not all the way. No, I wanted you to form. Wait, no. Possibly. Oh no, that is the bottom of the wick. Dang it. I'm ready for you, Cody. Ready for you. I thought there was another one. There was another. Was it Cody? I know Kill did this thing, but all righty then. Well, we don't have no more. We don't have no more. I can't think of anything else to throw out there. Yeah, I'm going to run through my thoughts. Can't even think of a bullish token right now. I think anything is really bullish right now, except for cup and handle moves. But I don't think so. Well, we're gonna let that sit. We're gonna let that marinate. We're gonna let y'all go ahead and slide for the rest of the night. I release you all. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I really do appreciate it. If I find something, I'll post it inside the Discord. If not, then it'll continue to be decent crickets, right? With nice melody. No, not really, but yeah. But if not, then I will definitely be tapping back in to these live sessions next Tuesday. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Hope everybody has, oh man, hope y'all got y'all funds ready. If this drop happens, this is the entry for the last leg up for the bull run. I want to capitalize as much as possible. So get them surveys in if you have to. Get a loan. Don't get a loan. Don't get a loan. Don't get a loan. Bowden is up 9%. So I just want to find some games, give me some plays. I don't feel like going through all these charts to find them. But that being said, y'all have a great night. We stop the streaming so we can stop the recording. And we will see you all next time. Adios, amigos. Adios, amigas.
Thanks so much, Sean. Have a good night, okay?
No problem. Have a good night, Lisa.